All right, everybody, how's it going today? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to figure out, you got your rate per mile. Some people go by rate per mile, and they try to, do all their loads on that, considering on the rate per mile. And they'll deadhead a long ways to get them. But then what they do is, they're going through their whole week, and they're stressing out, okay, because they're trying to figure out, hey, I'm going to make so much money per mile, or I'm not making good money. And that's just not the case, okay? Same thing with these guys saying they need to, make $5,000 revenue a week or $4,000 to make a good paycheck. That's not true either. What you need to do, because that guy making $5,000 a week, if you do 4,000 miles for it at $1.25, that's not making good money. And the same thing at doing 3,500 miles for $4,000. That's not real good money per mile either. So I mean, you could do 1,500 miles and make 3,500 to make more money. You bring home more money just because it's less fuel. All right, so the easiest way to do it so you don't stress yourself out is figure out what you need per day, net per day, that your truck has to make for you to make all your bills. So, for instance, if you add up all your truck expenses, and let's say it comes to $4,000 a month, that's payment for your new truck, your insurances, your workers' comp, everything in there, license plate and permits and so forth. So let's say it's $4,000, all right? And then let's say you have $2,000 a month in household bills. All right, so you add them together, that's $6,000. All right. So let's say you want to take the weekends off. You only want to work Monday through Friday. So that's 20 days a month you're going to work. All right, so it's easy math. You take the 20 days, divide it into the $6,000, and you're left with $300. That's your net that you have to make after fuel to break even. That's paying for everything you do. All right, that's your truck, the maintenance in it, because that comes out if you have a lease purchase. That'll come out, your maintenance and all that. That's all included in your payment. So anyway, it's $300 is what you need to do. So that makes it easy, right? Because if you're looking at a load that's paying, goes 150 miles, is paying $400, you're figuring about $40 in fuel, and take that up, that's $360 off the $400, that's $360. You only need $300, so now you're $60 to the good. And then that goes the other aspect of it. If you got a load that goes 300 miles for $1.40, some people say I won't haul for $1.40, I want $2 a mile or $2.50 or so forth. Well, watch what the $1.40 will do for you. That's $420. And if you get 7 miles a gallon, let's say, you're going to need about 40 gallons or so, 45 gallons, and that's going to cost you just over $100. And so there you go. That's $320. You only need $300. You're still to the good. So see, you can run that cheaper freight and still make what you need to make in a day. If you just look at the low miles, and that way, the next day, if you book 2 loads that are good loads, let's say you do a 130-mile load for $350, and you do another one that's 200 miles for $400, that's $750 for the day. You only got 350 miles with deadhead, maybe 400 into it, and so you got 60 gallons of fuel. It's going to cost you about $150. So you subtract that off, you get about $550 net a day, which is $250 more than you need. So you see how that works. If you take the shorter, stupid mosquitoes. All right, so if you take the shorter run, and even though it doesn't pay the high dollar, even if it's a lower dollar amount to get you to that good area, you're still making your money that you need to make that day. See, a lot of guys don't figure it out that way. But the easiest way to do it is figure out all your bills for the month, divide it by how many days you want to work, and that's your net you have to make each day. So that way you can show yourself, you can haul that cheaper freight if you have to get to that good area instead of deadheading all the way there. Because to make the math simple, if you got a guy that does a 200-mile deadhead, and he gets about 7 miles a gallon, that's 30 gallons of fuel, right? And if it's $2.50 a gallon, he's going to spend $75. So he's 75 in the hole. All right, to go that 200 miles. But if he takes 200 miles, that pays $1.20, let's say, $240. Okay? So you take the $75 off to the $240, you're left with $165. Right? So instead of being 75 in the hole, you're 165 to the good. That's a $240 swing. You know? So I'd rather be, you know, the $165 to the good instead of being 75 in the hole, starting on that high dollar run. Because now you're bringing more, you got more money, you're bringing more to the house. All right, so, you know, that's how you can figure to, you know, stop stressing out. A lot of guys, you know, they never figured it that way, but it's an easy way to figure. That way, it proves you that you can run the lower dollar freight and still make what you need to make without losing money. All right? Do I do that? Yeah, sometimes I'll haul that lower dollar freight, but, you know, I'd run the short stuff, so most of it pays really good. But if it starts, and that's another thing with this in this program, you know, if you're running a certain area, all right, and the freight starts slowing up or drying out there, move your operation a state over. You know, go to the next biggest city, because that's where more of the short runs are going to be. You know, for instance, if you live in Michigan and the freight's drying up there, go over to Chicago, run that for a week in that area. Or go down to Indianapolis or over to Columbus, Ohio, run those areas. Just like if you live down south, you know, if you live in, you know, Mississippi or Louisiana, slide over to Dallas. You know, Dallas has a lot of good freight that runs short. You can do the same thing there. Same thing with Atlanta. You know, slide over there, run the short stuff in Atlanta until your stuff in your hometown, you know, the freight comes up. So what you got to do is you got to, you know, adjust your business. You know, so when the freight start getting slow in one area, move over to the next area. You know, unless you really wanted to do long miles and, you know, run 700 miles a day, 600 miles a day and run the wheels off your truck, you know, knock yourself out. You're just losing money doing it, but knock yourself out. Because at the end of the 5-year period, you know, you got a guy that's doing 100,000 miles. At the end of the year, at the end of 5 years, he got 500,000 miles in his truck. It's just coming off warranty, but he has the extended warranties. And if you got a guy doing 150,000 miles, he's at 750. His truck's worth at least 25,000 less than yours because you got 250,000 less miles. Not only that, look at all the extra. He's put an extra set of drive tires, a few more steer tires, a lot more oil changes, and you know, not only that, he's got a lot more maintenance. So. And his truck will be coming up on an engine overhaul in the near future, which could be $20,000-$25,000. So see, it's just a lot more money, and you know, it's just more wear and tear on the truck and the person doing it. You know, so you know, why do it if you don't have to do it? So that, you know, that's the thing there. This is a short video. You know, we did 2 loads today, got them in for the payday, and tomorrow we got 2 more loads to do, and today I booked 1 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday. So tomorrow when I stop, I'll look and I'll book my Friday stuff up, and I'll try. I might do something on Saturday because I'm taking Monday off because I got a dentist appointment and stuff. I got to get some stuff done. So anyway, that's just a short video. Well, it's not short, it's 9 minutes now, but a little more information. So, you know, you guys, when you're out there, figure it out how much you need to net a day, you know, on a 5-day work week, 6 or 7 day, however many days you want to work. And then that's your goal. You know, look at the load, subtract out the fuel, and try to hit that. And average that for the whole week. You know, so if it's $350 you need for that day and you get a short load, or you get a load that only pays you $250, so, you know, you're still 100 down, but the next day you could do 600 on the net. And, you know, you're 250 good there, so you're still 150 above what you need. And it's a lot easier to book the freight that way instead of trying to figure out the per mile and all your deadhead in there. And, you know, that'll all work out. You know, if you do it right and you run it within a regional area, a 3 or 4 state region, you're going to make the most money. You know, there's no reason to run 1,000 miles here, 1,000 miles. Yeah, the money looks good. That high dollar looks good, but it always goes to an area where it's junk freight coming out. You know, it's cheap. So when you factor it all in, you might as well have stayed in your regional area. All right, so that's good for the video. We're going to see you later, and we'll talk to y'all later. See ya.